Hello everyone, Sabrina here from Scrappy Tails Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a new product showcase video. I am so excited to be showcasing our brand new Trifold Christmas collection, and it is what the title suggests. Every single card in this video is a trifold, but it has a Scrappy Tails touch to them. They're actually a pop-up card. They do fold flat for mailing. They're a little bit thicker, so I would probably double mail these, put them in a bubble envelope. But originally for this intro, I had my HSN set up and it just wasn't working. The lighting was off. And then these cards are so incredibly detailed that it was just really hard to tell when it was so panned out. So I thought it would make more sense to do a one-on-one intro and just show you one card up close. And then obviously at the end of the video, I will show the rest of them from the upright camera. But I just wanted to show you guys one of these before we get started because you can get an idea of how they all work. So you can add a magnet to the back if you want to close these. You can do a belly band or you can just leave it open. A couple of ours, we didn't bother with a magnet or anything because they are meant to be displayed open. So we did keep the outside fairly simple. This has a gorgeous sentiment. I'll go through every single product in this release, including all of the sentiments. There's a lot of them in this collection. So I'm gonna open it up. Open left side, right side, we have a trifold, and then here is that Scrappy Tails flare that we always try to add. Just look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Look at all the dimension you get. And it does, tuck in perfectly to be mailed. And they're just stunning. I mean, these are some of the prettiest cards my mom and I have ever made for Christmas. And, for the past couple years, we've really done more cutesy designs. So I'm really excited to offer some more traditional classic images. And all of our cards have a very cozy, classic feel to them. And I just had a blast making them. So we don't have quite as many samples as we normally do. Because, look at all the detail. These cards took a very long time to create. But you can go as simple or as, complicated as you like. It's very simple to construct. It really is just the scene building that blows these cards out of the park. But we did even decorate the back of these, which you don't have to do. But I'm just saying, we opted to have less samples, but we wanted the samples to be spectacular. So I will show you guys the rest of the cards at the end. We have 19 dies in this release plus a freebie die and a couple other standalone pieces, and I'm excited. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to ramble. You guys know there's a giveaway, so just leave a comment letting me know what your favorite product is. I'll pick a winner in the next 5 or 6 days in an upcoming video, and you will win a $50 gift card. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, I am back, and I'm actually going to start off the video with the freebie die. And this is what you'll receive if you spend $125 or more. If you have the advent calendar, you probably recognize that this is a honeycomb die. This creates a really cute tree. So I'll insert a picture right here of what it looks like when it's fully assembled. If you haven't seen our advent calendars, the way that these work is you fold them in half, you glue them together back to back, cut them from lightweight 24-pound paper. That way you can cut a bunch of them at once and you get this beautiful 360 ornament. So if you were hesitant to buy the advent calendar, you want to try one out, this is your opportunity to do that. And then you can come back and buy the calendar if you want to keep making more, because they are really addicting. This one didn't make the cut for the calendar, so I thought it was the perfect opportunity to add it to this collection. So let's get started with the release now. So there's 19 dies, and again, they're really large sets, guys. I mean, look how big these backer cards are. I went crazy again, but I had a lot of fun illustrating this collection because it is more elegant than what we've done in the past 2 years. And I think I'm gonna keep going with that next year because, I don't know, I feel like for Christmas, that is kind of my style. I really enjoy making traditional classic holiday cards. So this is the main die that creates all of the trifolds. So there are different bundles that give you different trifold styles, but this one is used across all of them. And this is the most simple. I did that because I wanted this to be a year-round product. I didn't necessarily want it to only be a Christmas product. So I went with just a simple arch. This arch does work with the pumpkin patch wraparound die set. If you have that, you can layer those beautiful trees on top of this. I do have a card sample I can show you of that. But I went with the simple arch so that you can use this for birthday, you know, any holiday, any occasion. You get this main die twice because you will need 3 of them. The other trifold styles that you'll see later, I changed it up a little bit. But for the main die, I kept it very simple. So this is the main piece that does the pull down that has, you know, reveals the 3-dimensional scene. So this is the piece that you will need across all of the different trifolds that are in the shop. You get the 2 bridges that go here where the slits are. That is what creates the dimension and allows you to glue your decorative elements onto the card. And then this little piece connects each row. So without it, all of your pieces would fall forward when, you know, you go to pull down the scene. This pulls everything backwards, so it keeps everything straight and, you know, perfectly upright. So that is the main die. You do get a word die included, and I went for a pretty general sentiment. I feel like it would work well for Christmas, but it's definitely more of an all occasion type thinking of you sentiment. It says, sending you warm hugs and all my love today. So that is the main die. Now I did create bundles. You guys know me. I always kind of aim to create products that kind of center around whatever pop-up we're bringing out. So in this case, I have 3 separate bundles because they are technically 3 different styles of trifolds. However, I did bundle the 3 bundles together if you do want all of them. And I forgot to mention that the bundles are 10% off until Monday night. So that's a really great deal. I don't think that this collection is going to be a part of the Black Friday specials. So, you know, really take advantage of that sale that's happening over the weekend. So for the main die set, I did bundle it with the wintry images. It is also available for separate. So if you don't like this bundle, but you like, let's say, the house trifold, you know, you can buy the house trifold and then buy this one separate. So anyway, in the Winterscape bundle, I included some jumping deer silhouettes. And again, this font is the same across all of the bundles. I really wanted to make sure that the fonts matched in case you wanted to swap them out for other, you know, bundles. So I did choose one of the most gorgeous fonts I've ever seen. I love it. This one says it's the most wonderful time of the year. It does include a little branchy tree. Then to go with it, I created a woodsy cabin. So that's what that looks like when you paper piece it. Lots of paper piecing on this cabin, but it turns out really pretty. And it's a nice large size to be the focal point on the pull down for the trifolds. And then the sentiment on this one says, wishing you all peace, love, and joy. I knew because we did the advent calendars that I was not going to be doing a card kit for this collection because, you know, our budget kind of went to the calendar. So I made sure to include a lot of sentiments in these sets. And I personally really prefer die sentiments over stamp sentiments. But again, I matched all the font together and really happy with that. So then we have the Christmas Village. This one pairs nicely also with the Scrooge sets that I'll show later on. But I wanted to have a simple backdrop for, you know, for scene building because these trifolds, you know, really become beautiful when you start building scenes with them. So that was my intention for all of the add-on dies in the different bundles. But that's what that looks like. Very simple little village, but it fills the background very nicely. And you get all the window layering pieces and the roof, which you can cut from white and make them look like snowy roofs. And then lastly, we have the tall trees and the layering deer. So these have a couple pieces to them. That's what the deer look like, fully paper pieced. This one is super simple. There's not a lot of layers to the deer, but they're really cute. I love how they turned out. And the trees, you're gonna see those, we use them a lot. They're great fillers. Like I said, my main goal with these add-on dies was to create scene building pieces. Then the sentiment on this one says, sending warm winter wishes, and all of them do include the shadow die. So that's very nice. I also wanted to make sure I had a lot of sentiments because with these trifolds, I knew not everyone wanted to decorate front to back. So a simple sentiment on, you know, the front or the inside part before you open the whole scene, that's a good place to add a sentiment and you don't have to put that much effort into it. So, you know, there is a reason I do, I illustrate certain sets to be a certain way. So I always have intentions with my designs. So that is the Winterscape bundle. Now we will go into the Trifold house bundle. And again, if you want your trifolds to have that pop-up element, you will need the original set, which again is this one. Without this die though, you can create gorgeous trifolds without that pull down mechanism. And I will show you an example of that. But yes, this one creates a Christmas house. Let me go ahead and get all of the pieces for this one. This one's the biggest set out of them all because you guys know, I don't know what it is about houses for Christmas, but this is my third house and I've only had Scrappy Tails for 4 Christmases. So 3 out of 4 Christmas collections have featured a house in some way. But it's still my favorite set. This is my favorite out of all 3 sets. And it's gorgeous. So again, it's a 2-part set, super large. Now what I did differently with this trifold and the next is I thought it would be fun to have 2 small trifolds on the left and right side and then 1 big one in the center. Or you could do 2 big ones on the left and right and 1 smaller one in the center. It's up to you. You can, you know, customize it the way you want. So in this case, this is the smaller one that's in the shape of a house. And then this piece is gonna be the back part that is just slightly taller and accommodates this really beautiful fireplace. And you get so many gorgeous layering pieces that you can put that wreath over the arch or onto the roof. There's little Christmas trees to decorate the front door, different windows, even have a snow layer for the roof. Let's see, some bows, some wreaths, just some very pretty decorative elements, some stockings for the fireplace. Let me go ahead and flip this around so you can see. This only features the dies in the set, and look how gorgeous this looks. I didn't add any other sets to this, and by itself you can create a beautiful Christmas house with not any other die with it. Obviously I had to make more, but I love how this one turned out. Look at those cute little stockings, and then even all the layers for the fire and the door. And there's some different combinations you can do. Instead of the lantern at the top, you can put the wreath or the bow. And it's just so pretty. I love this one. And to go with that, I had to have a brick embossed background. You guys know I use the brick slimline background so much in my videos. And I'm just kind of wanting something that's easier for me because it is slimline. It doesn't accommodate a 5x7 card. So I know I wanted a 5x7 brick and I wanted this to emboss. I didn't want it to cut. So it does do embossing rather than cut lines, and it's double embossing. So it's a little bit deeper than, you know, like a typical die engraving. You'll see when we get to the samples here, but this is going to be a die I know I'm going to pull out over and over again. You guys know I already pull out the slimline brick so much. This will kind of replace that because it's much more convenient. And I am excited to use this for the storefronts as well. So I caved. I finally made a simple brick background and it works perfectly in this bundle. So then we have a window. I really was excited for the idea of cutting through the trifold so that you can see further into the card. And so I knew I had to create a window. This is what it looks like. I did make it snowy. You can cut the snow off if you want it, you know, to work more year round. but I also included a book, a hot chocolate mug, and a little kitty that you can add if you want to the windowsill. And it's nice and large. This would look great on an A2 card as the focal point, but you can cut through the base of your trifold so you can see through inside. And I had the most fun with this die. I really love the versatility of it. And I mixed this with the Winterscape and the house set. This one's great for both. Next up, we have a staircase, and my mom suggested creating this die set, and you guys really love this staircase and the sneak peeks, and I see why. I mean, there's not any staircase dies out there, and it just really makes the house look warm and cozy and really gives it that Christmas feel with that simple wreath along the banisters up there. I did also include a small window with a curtain rod, and then the sentiment from our home to yours. A small but very cute die set. Oh, and also I use these garlands a lot to put onto the roof of the house. So you can definitely use that garland on the fireplace if you want. Then we have the sleeping dog and cat. Here are all the images in this set. I love this one because you get a sentiment, a couch, a cat and dog. You get this greenery, which is meant to decorate the fireplace. So you can add this to the top with the stockings, and you have the most festive fireplace that will ever be put on a card. And then I added a cuckoo clock because I'm German, so why not? But I love this set. And the sentiment in this one is so cute. Sending cozy Christmas wishes. You guys know I have to incorporate a cat if I can. There's actually 3 cats in this release. So there's one in here, and then in the windowsill, and then at the end you'll see another one. But this one also has a dog, and I did color it to look like my mom's golden retriever. So love this one. Then lastly in this bundle, we have the chair and Christmas tree. Another small set, but great for scene building. And the sentiment is gorgeous in this one. This one says, "May the magic of the season fill your heart and home." So this is perfect for like new home buyers who are like celebrating their first Christmas together. I just love this set. It's a smaller chair. You can use the couch and chair that we brought out in our spring collection as well. They're just slightly bigger, so you might have to change up your layout a little bit. But these are proportionate really to building that house on the inside of the trifold. I really thought of everything for you guys to go crazy with your trifolds. And you obviously don't have to use every single piece in each bundle, but you can if you want. All right, then the last trifold bundle we have is the Nativity set. And this one, oh my goodness, guys. The biggest struggle I have with illustrating is usually people. And I knew with a nativity scene, it really had to be pretty, right? Like I had to really take my time with it. So these 4 sets definitely took the longest. I'm very happy with how they turned out, but that's why this is the smallest bundle, because this one set took a couple days to illustrate. This donkey, oh my goodness, guys. I must have redrew this donkey like 20 times. You can ask Taylor. I have donkeys. I tried even drawing it traditionally with pen and paper. It just didn't work. But he did turn out really cute in the end. So this is the Nativity trifold. Again, I have the tall one and then the short one. So you'll get that same look as the house. You can also just use these frames and incorporate your Winterscape items or your house products or whatever Christmas dies you have. That's what I really like about these different shaped trifolds. So in the original set, I included the entire nativity scene. So honestly, if all you're looking for is the nativity scene, this is the only die you really need. I included the wise men, several animals, and Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus. And look at that little trifold you can create with just this one set. I really packed in a ton of dies. I think there's over 50 dies in this set, but it is gorgeous, guys. And if you really spend the time to paper piece all of their outfits, you'll see my mom conquered this set. It's definitely the most time consuming out of the three, but it's just honestly spectacular and gorgeous. They will for sure be displayed by your recipient. All right, so that is the main Nativity trifold, and then for the other pieces, I did create a Bethlehem scene. This one's very simple, but I love how it turned out, and my mom created a gorgeous trifold with just this one set. And so here it is, paper pieced. You also get the sentiments. You get that big sentiment that I showed at the beginning of this video that says, "May the light that shone in Bethlehem shine in your heart this and every Christmas." You get the North Star, and then there's another, this one's just a simple Merry Christmas. Love the word dies in these sets. Last up we have, no, second to last up, we have the camels. So I wanted to add a little bit more to the wise men, and I also added the shepherd, and then, "Oh, come let us adore him." I thought that was a good sentiment to add there. What's nice with these longer sentiments is you can add them to the front of the trifold pull down, and then you can add your scene elements behind the sentiment. My mom did that on a couple of her samples, and it was really pretty, but these camels are really cute. So lastly, we have the starry background, and oh my goodness, guys. Background dies, I feel like sometimes we forget about them, but this die really stepped up those nativity scenes. And what's cool with this background die is it does engraving and cutting. So the larger stars pop out and the smaller stars emboss. And again, it's double embossing, so they're definitely noticeable. I think it's gonna be really pretty with an ink blended background. I haven't done that yet, but in an upcoming video, I'll definitely do that. And you can mix this with the Winterscape images as well. So those are the 3 trifold pop-up bundles. And we do have a couple standalone dies. These were kind of like when I first started illustrating, I did these first because I knew these were additions that I wanted. But they do kind of seem a bit random compared to the trifolds, but there is a reason. So I wanted to create another ornament. Last year we did the snowflakes. They did really well. This year I wanted to try a more 3-dimensional snowflake that required more building. So I opted to go for a simple truck. And if you guys love this, I will probably bring out more of them next year. And here, let me just pull one in. This is what the truck looks like fully assembled, and then you can add your string to the top and make it an ornament. You can also take out the truck bed and put candy inside. So it can double as a treat holder. And I thought this was just way too cute with the Santa driving. The Santa is included in the add-on. You also get the little kitty, puppy, the tree, the wreath, and some presents. And then the main truck die just creates all the truck layers, the main pop-up part of the ornament. This creates the boxes. So these boxes that I tied in the back, that is this die. And then there's a cute little Merry Christmas that you can add to the side of the car as well. So I actually, just before the showcase went live, and I made a red truck. I kind of left the red truck for the live just because it's already on the packaging so you guys can see what that looks like. But I just love making these. I made these last and I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I had more time because I would have made so many of them. They're really quick and adorable. I think they'd make great teacher gifts if you put like little lint balls into the truck bed. So that is the truck ornament. Then we have one classic Christmas book. Now, I did want to make more, guys. I wanted to do Polar Express and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but 'Twas the Night Before Christmas would have had another fireplace, and I already had the fireplace in the trifold set, And the Polar Express, I honestly just ran out of time. So we have A Christmas Carol, which is my favorite of the three. And I will probably next year add the other classics as well. If you have any other Christmas classics, let me know. But I did design a cover plate a lot like the style of the Frankenstein from the Halloween collection. I added Scrooge, the little Christmas Carol scene. This is the Mally and Scrooge scene. No, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in years. And then that is his partner, you know, working at his desk. And then I included A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This set is a two-part set, so they will be zip tied together. There are, I think, over 40 dies in this one set. It's a lot like the Frankenstein. So if you conquered the Frankenstein, you can conquer this one, and it's so worth it. It's like a comic book style, and it really looks cool when you're all finished paper piecing it. Then to go with that, we have the Tiny Tim sleigh. So I included Scrooge and Tiny Tim in this set. The sleigh with some random people to kind of build the scene with. And then God Bless Us Everyone, I thought was fitting. And this set coordinates really well with the Christmas carolers that we brought out a couple years ago. So I did pull those in to kind of coordinate with this set. And that finishes off the whole showcase. So now we can get into all of the beautiful samples. So let's start with one. This is the Nativity Trifold, and here's where I was saying that, you know, you can do two short ends and then the back end can be taller. These are 5x7. They do fit in an envelope. Let me get an envelope. I would definitely, here, this one's quite thick. My mom uses heavier cardstock. This one's a little bit thinner. It's not super thick. I would definitely probably mail these in a bubble mailer or do like triple postage on these, but they do technically fit in an envelope. They're just quite thick, so it's up to you how you guys want to ship those out. But they are all 5x7 size. So here's one my mom made. And again, this one is one we did not magnetize. You can see it kind of opens, not when it's flat because gravity, but if you guys, you know, want it to really stay shut while it's standing up, you can add magnets. We do sell magnets. We've been experimenting with them, and we find that 3 magnets will hold these cards shut. So, you know, you have to use quite a bit of magnets to keep them closed. You could also do a belly band. But for a lot of these, we just left them because obviously they're meant to be displayed open. But anyway, we have the tree from the Winterscape bundle with the deer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And here's where I was saying, you know, those sentiments are great to kind of decorate the front of these. We added a cardinal. We brought these out a couple years ago, and we thought they'd work really nice with the trees. Then on the next flap, we have another cardinal with the winter branch and all of those berries. You guys are really gonna hopefully see all of the detail in these cards. Most of these cards took around, you know, 4 to 8 hours, but please don't let me scare you guys because we go overboard with our card samples. You obviously can leave this completely blank, and this is where you would write your message if you were going to mail this out. You also don't really have to decorate this side unless you want to. And in this case, we just added a tree. This tree is from that pumpkin patch wraparound that I mentioned earlier. Then some snowflakes. These snowflakes are from the advent calendar. So we stuck a couple of those in throughout all of our card designs. This one's from the deer silhouettes. This is the tall tree and deer tree. And then here is the pull down. We added more cardinals, more trees, and here's where I was saying with those longer sentiments, you can add them to the very front bridge and build your scene behind it, which is really cool. We used a lot of specialty cardstock. Here is all the dimension. This is how it looks standing upright. It is meant to be displayed this way, and I guarantee you guys, these will be home decor pieces. These will not get thrown away. And if they do, like, don't send them a card. But Just look at all that dimension. It's so cool. I do encourage you guys to check out the website for the photos because it's hard to see what these look like upright when the camera is at the top. But I do have photos where I am taking the photo this way so you can better see what they look like standing. I might also do a blog later this week showcasing these cards, photographs. And then they just close up like this, and that is your card. So they are thick. Depending on the cardstock with weight you use, they'll be thicker or thinner, but gorgeous. Okay, and then this is one that I made. This one features the brick embossing. You can see that it is double embossed, so it's much more noticeable. Then I used the window on the front. Again, I cut through the base so that you can see through to the next opening. I added the kitty with the book and the coffee on top. This garland is from the house trifold as well as the bow. So this was not intended, but the window was the perfect size for this wreath to go around. I did cut the snow from white glitter. I really want to just point out all of the details because we spent so long on them. But here's that brick again. It's gorgeous. Cuckoo clock. This is the tree and chair set. It does include the rug at the bottom. Then on the right side, I did From Our Home to Yours with the staircase. Look at the little garland. It's so cute. Added another bow to, you know, this whole card basically. I did on the back side of the window add another garland and bow. I did some more white snow. Like everything was decorated, you know, that is why they take so long. Then this is the pull down with the fireplace in the very back. Then the next level is the couch, and then the sleeping cat and dog that are snuggling together. Very cute. And the brick is also in the background of all of these. The window die includes the cutouts so you can see through. I had a lot of fun with that window die. I did create this same card in red because I was just kind of curious which one I would like more. I do like the cream one more, but the red is also pretty. So in this case, I did a Siamese, of course. Changed up the book and the cup a little bit. Otherwise, it's the same. I did a white window. Again, did the same thing on the inside. Tree, rug, cuckoo clock. Here's the staircase. I do like the staircase in white. And then here is the pull down. This one has a dark red fireplace. I think the stockings definitely stand out more on this fireplace. I did a cream colored couch. And there it is displayed. Just so pretty. These turned out gorgeous. And again, they're staying flat when it's kind of, you know, down, but they do open. So again, if you want to avoid that, use a magnet or a belly band on these. Here's an example with a magnet. So this has 3 magnets. What you can do is you can cut this tab off with the main die. You'll see that in the upcoming tutorials, or you can leave it on to close it. So you can see this is completely closed with 3 magnets. So be mindful, you have to use quite a few magnets to keep these closed, but it is an option. So here's the outside of this one, wishing you all peace, love, and joy. I did the window again. This time I did not cut through the base, but I did back it with vellum, and I added a white tree and a white deer. You definitely could cut through the base and put the deer and the tree on the second layer like I did on the last card. Another Siamese cat. And then on the inside, we went with more trees. This is the deer from the tall tree and deer set. This is a pattern paper from a few years ago. The other deer with some more trees, plural. This one has the cabin in the center with the sentiment and some more trees in the back. Also added another pattern paper back there just for some interest. Love this one. And I just love how easy it is to kind of wrap it all back together. And so this one you can display because it's magnetized. All right, let's show a nativity. These ones were the most time consuming because there's all those layers on like his hair, his beard, their outfits. But for this one, we put the nativity on the front. We kept this blank. So this is where we would add the message. We have a wise men and camel on the left side, and on the right side, we have the shepherd with some sheep. And then the pull down, we have some more wise men and some more camels. And then in the very back, we have that Bethlehem scene from one of the other sets. And you can see across all three panels, we have that gorgeous starry background. I was so blown away by that background. You can see the engravings, and it even cuts out a little bit, so you can still see some gold popping through. This did use up a lot of gold mirror cardstock because we did the frames in that color, but I think it was well worth it. This is definitely something that would be displayed, so that's what that looks like. Okay. Now here is a unique one. This one features the Christmas Carol cover plate. So I wanted to show you a different way you can use it because, you know, at first glance it might look like you can only use it for the book, but you can definitely kind of use parts of it for different types of cards. So in this case, I put Scrooge on the front, I put the title and Charles Dickens at the bottom, added a couple snowflakes, and then on the inside, I added Scrooge with Tiny Tim, and then I used the houses from the Christmas Village set to kind of decorate the inside trifold. On this fold out, I did the next scene of the story, and then Marley there, another house, some more snowflakes. I went with monochromatic red, silver, gray for this. I think it turned out really cute. Then we have a Christmas Caroler from a couple years ago. Added him with some more houses from the Village set. And then this fold down features more houses, the little couple that's on the sleigh. Now the sleigh with the horse was too long, so I opted to cut the horse and put the horse in the front row and the sleigh in the second. And then at the top, I added some pattern paper with the God Bless Us, Everyone. I really like the cards that have the pattern in the middle and then solid colors on the sides, or pattern on the sides and solid in the middle. I don't know, I like that composition, I guess. This one turned out, this is one of my favorites. I love the whole scene inside this one. And again, that's how it displays. Okay, let's see. Here is another village. This one we went for more warmer colors. They look a little bit like German houses. We added them to the front this time with a sentiment from one of those sets. Also the trees. That one tree set with the deer we used on so many of the cards. Like I said, they're great fillers for scene building. This one does have a magnet closure, so we kept the wraparound. Again, you can cut this off if you want, or you can use it to hide your magnets. Open it up, we have some more trees and another house there. This is a nice area to write a message. A little church with some trees, and then in the center, my mom went crazy and just added loads of houses. All right, let's showcase another house. This one, I did another cream house. I really liked the brick on it. but I did do some blue colors on the front. I did From Our Home to Yours with the lantern at the top, the whole door scene, very cute. Now this one, I put a magnet behind this sentiment, so, you know, at the time I was building it, I thought one would be enough. It does definitely close, but I would probably add 2 magnets in this case, just, you know, to really make sure it closes. But on the left side, we have a couch with the staircase scene. I added another sentiment. Down here, I could have added a spot to write a message. And here, I used the fireplace, but I cut off that long part and I just used, you know, the bottom. I added all the detail from the cat and dog set, the stockings. I mean, that fireplace took a good hour to die cut and assemble, but it was so worth it. I added a cuckoo clock above it with the little chair. I think out of all the houses, this one's my favorite. I really love how this one turned out. So here's the pull down. I did the arch that you can add to the front above the door. I thought I would add it to the inside and kind of build a tree scene. So I have another chair. I just flipped it backwards to get the opposite direction. Added some presents that I just made myself. And then the cat and dog, of course. And then the tree, you can either put ornaments on it or you can do like that popcorn garland. That was what I was going for with that one. But I love how the colors turned out on this. This one was definitely my most time-consuming card. At the top, I used the garland from the staircase to adorn the top of all of my roofs. I added the bows that are from the house trifold set. The couch is from the cat and dog. So I used every set on this card. Okay, let's show another nativity. This one out of the 3 might be my favorite just because I really like the blue and the gold together. But I went with the May the light that's shown in Bethlehem shine in your heart, this and every Christmas again on the front. It's just a perfect sentiment to cover the whole front. Again, did a lot of gold layering here, but I think that's what really makes these gorgeous. Then we have the star background, solid star. So we didn't add any images to the left and right side. We really let the stars kind of speak on their own there. And then in the middle, we did this Bethlehem scene. So we did several layers for all the little buildings and the palm trees, and then another North Star in the middle. So this is an example where we did the 2 tall ones on the side and the short one in the middle. So you can do it either way. Okay. Then, let me show you an example where you don't need the pull down. So if you just buy the house bundle or the nativity bundle, you can create gorgeous trifolds without that pop-up feature. So with this one, what's nice is you can cut the window through both the left and right flap to reveal the inside. Now, if I were to have the pop-up, that would have been folded upwards. So through the window, you would have seen this part. So that's why I was only using the window on just the front, and then I would use this, I would make this one solid. But because I didn't add that pull down, I was able to do the window twice. So on the front here, I have the carolers from a couple years ago. I did the mom and the daughter, and the same window that I kind of did on my other card, almost exactly the same. I did a craft window. Did the same thing on this side. I had to do the same on the back side. So that's where really all the time kind of goes. And then in the center, I did a little Scrooge scene with the fireplace and the music notes. And this is another caroler from that set a few years ago. I will link to that one if you're interested. I love this. So just as pretty. That doesn't have the pull down, but obviously it's a lot flatter, so you can easily mail these. But I thought I would show one example that doesn't have the pull down. All right, then I think this is the last one. Yes, this is the final Trifold. So we went with another Winterscape. This is the fence from the Pumpkin Patch pop-up wraparound. I added the silver deer with my mom's fork bow. If you watched our lives recently, she shows how to make these tiny bows with some snowflakes, a sentiment. Then on the inside, we kind of just continued the scene with all the trees. And then here is that pumpkin patch frame that I said earlier matches well with this particular design. All right, so I'm just gonna push these back a little bit. And there is the center seam. My mom is the queen of these like deer layouts. She really knows what colors to go with to make those deers really pop. But we also cut some of the trees from the frame and added them as their own little layers. And then this is the fence from that wraparound. So I'm really excited to make Halloween cards, you know, with this very simple trifold die. So I'm gonna show the trucks now. I showed this one. I love this little blue one with the little wood beads. But I also did make a truck that looks like my truck. I have a silver one, so I thought it'd be cute to do an all silver truck with the Merry Christmas. So I only used the ornament die to make the base, and then I did add the tree from the add-on into the truck bed. And then you can see if you cut, there's a secret way to cut this so that the truck bed is open so that you can put candy inside. You can even put another one in there, I think. And on this one, I did a green and silver wood bead. In the front, I put the wreath. And then I did decorate the back the same way. So the blue one, I have the Santa, and on the back, I just have the regular truck. So you can put the wreath on the side or on the front. I love how three-dimensional it is. I really want to make more of these next year. So let me know what you think of them. All right, and then we do have one final card. I had to make a book with the Scrooge cover plate. So here it is in all its glory. I did glitter paper as the background, and then I honestly followed the color guide that was on the packaging because I didn't want to think too hard about it because there is so many, you know, colors and layering pieces here, but it looks super cool. And then on the inside, I did more carolers, some pattern paper, and I used the village in the background with the couple that's in the sleigh in the center. And then at the front, I have Tiny Tim and Scrooge. And then I had to use the corgi from the caroler set. God bless us, everyone is in the background. So that is my one book for this release. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my video today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will have all of the, new products linked below in the shop or the description. Make sure to leave a comment to enter yourself into the giveaway, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.